back again. Good evening and welcome to the Super Formula Series live here on the GRT Esports channel. As we can currently see, we have GRT Noobdad having a brief practice, getting some air down the corkscrew. But we are here for the Super Formula Finals, but today I am not alone. Chaos Rising has got a keen ally, someone who else has participated in this series, but we've both decided to put our joint powers together to commentate. No evilness in the chat. I've got Hunty Punty with me tonight. Good evening, Hunty.
Hello everyone, good evening. Yeah, I'm ready to rock and roll. Should be a good one.
This is going to, indeed it is. It's going to be a very interesting race. It's going to be a little bit more different to what we have done previously. Most of these races has very much been sort of, there's been a lot of space in between to get laps done, trying to get some practice in. Well, unfortunately, being such a tight circuit that there is, it's going to be very difficult.
Yeah, speaking of it being a tight circuit, I reckon the prime overtaking opportunities that it could have is the last corner, because it can go too deep and you can easily get the cut back as well. With the first corner as well, there's a double apex left hand, so
indeed
there's an opportunity for overtaking manoeuvres.
I very much myself think possibly turn one, or maybe going into the corkscrew, depending if you can get a decent line. Obviously it's not ideal trying to overtake into the corkscrew, but if you can get a decent run up the hill and the person in front of you didn't, it's probably going to be one of your only other shots. The downside with this track is there's going to be a lot of dirty air trying to tail the people in front of you, so I think strategy is going to come into play considerably a lot compared to what we previously had in other races.
Yeah, massively. I would suspect that, you know, the guys at the front probably going to the softer compound tyres to really push out a gap for when they come into the pit stop, because it is a long pit stop here. I've raced around here quite a few times and the pit stop is long, especially since the pit entry is right on the racing line.
Indeed.
So that's something they've got to keep an eye on, especially the quick guys like Bowman, Karsvan, and Paul or Bliss.
Indeed.
They can be extremely quick, but I can hazard a guess and say I'm going to put my money down Karsvan taking the win.
Indeed, he does mention the elusive Cards fan. He actually is our Super Formula Drivers champion for this season. He is very much clear of any other participant that is available. But we have got an interesting scenario. If you have previously seen on Discord, I am the one that has been doing most of the scoring, and I got it all sorted Monday just after the last race. And Cards fan is very much untouchable on the drivers, but the constructors is very open between Raven West and Team Knight Rider. But the driver's title is obviously Matt's. But second and third has got 4 different drivers with a 4-point gap between them. So it's unfortunately Redstone is unable to join us, but he has done the right thing and has acquired a very good replacement for himself for this evening in GRT Bliss. So I know Bliss has put some time in this week trying to get up to speed, as Holman goes quickest on some very low fuel with just under the 106.5s. So yeah, currently in the drivers, obviously Matt is 1 and is away on 114 points. Redstone is second on 87. Zombie Speed, who unfortunately is unwell, so get well Zombie, is on 85. Holman is also on 85, and Taz is on 83, which is Noobdad. So it was those 4 that very much would have gone into tonight with everything on the line. But as I say, Zombie's unable to make it, but at least Redstone has got a very good replacement in Bliss, so it's going to be an interesting one. But yeah, once you get out on the front, you are going to be very much better off with a lot of clean air, but everyone else is going to suffer behind you, so it's going to be fun. I do apologise that we were watching Holman and he's gone and sat in the pits. Oh, kinky, we got a bit of tip-to-tip action with Cards fan and Bliss there. Anything's possible with that one. As the hippiest of heats comes to join the room for this evening.
Indeed he has. But yeah, I'm just thinking that this is a tricky track, especially with it being right now. As you can see, there's no runoffs, so any little mistake that can be made, someone's going to capitalise on that and move ahead.
As we say about the human centipede variation of Super Formulas being created, as Gemini tries to yeet some ghosted cars, it has not quite worked, but it is all fun.
Well, lucky Gemini, you should have done better.
He should have done better, but also to the fact that they are both ghosted cars. Unfortunately, there's something in the game where you can't hit ghosted cars, even though I do have ghosted cars turned off. Thank you very much, PD.
Yes,
but
indeed.
anyway,
Hey, Chad.
Hey, old chatteroo. Well, you say chat, it's virtually you, Jack. But I have had a word with Stacey. Stacey's at least stayed around 4-5 comments. Maybe she might be able to make it at the end of the race tonight. But I do have my laptop next to me with all of your lovely chats coming through as well.
Yeah, I'll get the chat up on my phone in a minute.
Yeah.
But I was just thinking, in the IMSA series, if you're familiar with that.
Yes.
They race here, and if it's going to be trouble tackling, IMSA cars around here. But Super Formula, these cars as single seaters, they all got the same power, same weight. It's all about who's going to put in the pole lap. I think that at the end of the day, that's what's going to matter more than anything. Who's going to put the fastest lap in, and who's going to get away on the grid.
Very much indeed. For anyone that hasn't come to see us before, with all this series we have been doing a 10-minute quali with fuel burn and tyre burn available, but this time, due to the technicalities of the track, where there is not a lot of space, there's a lot of opportunities to go off, so really you are looking for that one hot lap. We've actually turned off fuel burn for qualifying, so you won't see people spending the best part of 10 minutes trying to burn fuel for the quickest. There is no fuel burn at all, so when the 5 minutes starts, you will be very much seeing guys trying to get a little bit of space, anything from probably 1 to 2 seconds off the car in front, and they will be giving it everything for 5 minutes, because I suspect you'll probably get 1 out lap, 2 flying,
Paul has
1
turned
in
into
for
a
1
jack.
pit. Yes, he has. He's obviously got
Hi,
bored
TJ,
and playing up for
emoji
stream. Hey hippie, how you doing, my friends? Me Geordie brother, like.
Hi everyone, emoji grin, emoji waving hand, emoji waving hand.
The Gemini's just bundled bliss off. Did you possibly hear hippie? Yeah, no.
I was supposed to be. Yeah.
So
We're
race
talking
is
about
edge,
the
right?
livery.
Ah, yes, he's borrowed
Hey
yours.
hippie.
I believe that's obviously the only one that Redstone shared, so. Paul with
And
the
a
late
hunty
dive
as
bomb.
well, emoji grin, emoji waving hand, emoji waving hand.
It's just nice to hear
Com team.
Stacey. Yes, we are the com team. The Chaos Hunty partnership.
And hopefully this race isn't going to be very punty or very chaos.
Well, I hope it's going
Is
to be
no one
chaotic in a good
replacing me
place.
then?
No one's replacing me either, mate. That's the unfortunate
Emoji
thing.
raised hand with fingers splayed.
Hey,
Oh,
Zerical, good evening. It's just been one of those unfortunate things. It's just the way
Cunty,
things have
emoji
gone.
happy tears.
Because there's also no replacement for Zombie Speed either, Jack. So literally just there isn't the... Though we've obviously had new people
Hey, Rob.
into the Discords, it's just very much stayed the people that have already participated due
Hey
to
Zero
the...
cool.
in the ability of trying to get everyone back in or to try and redo it. I'd say maybe once we hit autumn I'll try and get another one back up again unless something else is done in the meantime, but I suspect after this, if I'm still in control of this, it will most likely be around about the autumn time, because I won't have much time over the summer to try and get another Super Formula done.
Hi Jack.
But there's lots of other amazing events and things to do in our Discord, and obviously here on YouTube we are stream a lot of random stuff. I've
TJ,
recently
you
done
want to
Rocket.
commentate on a league together sometime?
Yeah, and I
Definitely can do, Jack. Sorry,
yeah,
Hunty.
I definitely want to bring Rally into the channel. That's something I'm planning on doing at some point in the future. Like a Rally Thursdays or a Rally Friday or something. Just to mix it up.
Indeed, it's just trying to bring new items and seeing what sticks really with what we do.
Yeah,
Like I say,
exactly.
I brought Rocket League to the table the other day, and I think I haven't had any bad feedback that it's not something that we don't want to do. So a few other people have got that on download to at least try that and again at some point. Obviously we have Siege, Jack yourself doing shooters on Saturdays, so that would obviously be Modern Warfare's, Call of Duty's, Battlefield, Siege, that sort of thing. So as I say, Circle, Jack is your man for that one, and I will sort out a Call of Duty tab in Discord at some point, but I just want to get all this done. As you can see, as we are sat on board with Bliss and Gemini goes down the front stretch, we have got weak penalties on, purely only for the corkscrew, just to try and nullify the track limits so people know where they can or where they cannot be. At the moment we do have a lot of scattered, I was going to say carcasses around the track, but I don't really think that's a bit fair. We've got some people that are trying to get some laps down. Gemini, as you can see, with a 2 minutes 20 on lap 4, he has tried taking a few people out, which I very much don't blame him. I would have very much done the same. Hippie in a glorious magpie Newcastle brown, Newcastle inspired livery. It's nice to see the black and white in a glorious contrast against, say, Easy Geezer and the delightful livery that Zombie created. We have Holman in the pits, and we have the Professor with us, Mr. Ged Gaming. He is in the Professor this evening. Cards Fan is still parked on his outlap on the corner, having some fun. I say that, he's probably just getting a suntan. So yeah, we do have 3 cars littering the track at the moment. It is Josh, it is Bliss, and it is Matt. So we're hoping for a 9 o'clock GRT start, so that is just basically GMT time. 9 o'clock is the plan, but I worked out there's supposed to be 12 participants in this evening, and I believe we only have 9, 10? We have
shortly.
9 at the moment. Oh, that Mr. Craig, he will be the one that's spotting my lovely design. My teammate, Rob Rising Racing. Too many R's, let's be honest. I will be coming up with a better one next time.
Yeah, you should.
Well, to be fair, I got to be fair. A lot of the team names, if they hadn't already been created, I came up very spare at the moment. Hence, the team of you and Josh on the constructors is still Go Hawk Go. I haven't changed it. So, Jack, I don't believe there is actually going to be a main league, so to say. Obviously, from the beginning of February, you will end up having One Make Mondays, hosted by the mentor himself, the glorious Hippie Heed. You will have the Group 3 league done by Bertman. He will be running that on a Tuesday night.
As Hunty's career ended, emoji upside down face.
Shots fired. Hunty, I'll let you give your chance to respond to that one in a second. But yeah, very much Bertman will have Tuesdays to go along the same time as FIA Nations, because to be honest, most of GRT concentrate on Manus, so anyone that is doing Nations, it will very much be worked around the Group 3 league. Obviously Wednesdays is Wreckfest, and I am looking into starting a Wreckfest league amongst Discord, so that's going to be something very fun and very interesting. Trying something new with that one.
I need to set up my league, but I doubt it will be very pop 9.
Anything's possible, Jack. Is just trying to find the right days, because obviously Thursday will be open lobbies. It's the weekly races through the Discord and to open to the public, done by
Reports say
either myself
TJ
and
was
Gad.
scared of Laguna.
That's true, I'm not even denying that one. But yeah, so that's going to be Thursdays. Friday will be Zombie Speed Group 2. Then Saturdays,
Paul,
I don't
did
think
I
there
get
is
permission to
anything.
use my livery? Emoji rolling on the floor laughing. Emoji rolling on the floor laughing.
I think he wants the points, Paul. That's why he's like, oh, using my livery, I'll have the points instead. Red Dead. But yeah, weekends, I'm not 100% sure what the plan is. I think Gemini wanted to do something
I know,
on
I'm just
Sunday.
kidding.
But nothing has actually been set in stone regarding a Sunday league yet. But obviously, Jack, you are doing shooters on Saturday, so that's kind of the schedule amongst the Discord and on YouTube for what's going to be going up. So there's going to be a lot of potential. I think if I'm available at the times I'm racing Zombie Speeds, I'm streaming the Group 2. I don't know who's doing the Group 3, and obviously Hippie has access to the account or access to YouTube, so he'll be self-streaming one makes on Mondays. But like I say, there's lots of random things to go. Something's been brought up regarding
the
my
GRT FIA
relays.
League is on Sundays at 3 p.m. GRT.
There we go, the boss has it. The GRT FIA League, Stacey. Don't worry, we won't hold it against you. We know you've had a couple of heavy nights drinking.
Hi all.
And there is Bertman.
When does that start?
I'm guessing it'll be the beginning of Feb, so I don't know if it's going to be the 1st or the 8th, but Gemini, I very much suspect will answer that one in a second. So yeah, that'll be the GRT FIAs will be on the Sundays at 3
FFS
PM.
Can't see the lobby. Restart imminent.
Not a problem, Rob. Not a problem. So I say we are coming up to 6 minutes. Bliss leaves, Bliss rejoins and brings a wild Petri with him. So that is good, which means Knight Rider, Team Knight Rider is very much up to full swing.
How are you all doing?
We're not doing too bad, Bertman. As you can tell, my voice is absolutely screwed. I am down with a cold at the moment. To be honest, when I woke up this morning after chatting so long last night during the hangout and race, I thought I'd lost my voice this morning. Nope, I still have it, so you guys have to put up with me for another hour.
Good, Bertman, what about you, dude?
Bertman's probably just finished cleaning his microwave. Oh wait, sorry, I'm not allowed to bring that one up in this one, am I? My bad. There was a very much a sarcastic face pulled towards my TV there, Bertman, so you're good.
The league starts February 2nd.
February 2nd, that's a Sunday, so that'll be the first Sunday. You racing that one, Gemini, or are you purely streaming that one?
Hope you get better.
Thank you, Birdie. Yeah, I'm hoping so too. I picked up this winter cold and it just sucks at the moment, so... Oh, there's the first cough of the evening. Well, I managed to survive like half an hour, well no, 20 minutes, 25. But hey, it is. My partner in crime has gone quiet, so I'm guessing he's gone to have a discuss with... Don't get better, cheers mate, love you lots. I'm guessing my commentator in crime for this evening has gone to have a discussion with his kettle, so...
Maybe someone can commentate it?
I would say I don't know if well, it's an interesting thing is I know I haven't signed up for that, so I very much could take part or commentate if it is required.
Leave my microwave.
He's gonna get the knives out in a minute.
Rolling on the floor laughing.
He's gonna get the knives out in a minute. He's gonna cut me up.
I am streaming. If enough people show, I will showcase and commentate.
Awesome. So there it is. Gemini will be streaming the
well, hi guys,
GRT
emoji crying loudly.
Hi, it's your boy.
Hello, Derewit. Ah, the man has returned with coffee, I'm guessing.
Yes, I have. And I need it. Sadly, I can't shut up.
It's okay, I've been holding down the fort. But doing the whole David Croft thing and not letting Martin Bundle speak sort of scenario, so it's all fine.
Oh, is that what I'm the Martin Bundle of this commentary team, am I?
Mate, if I was gonna say, if I could get like
be careful,
my full
TJ, there is a lot of radioactive waves in a microwave. Emoji radioactive.
Well, believe it or not, because I do a lot of commentary stuff. Yeah. And trust me, it is fun. I don't enjoy it.
Thing is, I just chat crap most of the time anyway, so that's why I enjoy streaming. And a quick note, Jack, there is not a big enough microwave to put me in the one. There is not a big enough microwave in the world to get me in one, so I'm going to be fine.
Yeah, there's a league where I commentate for people probably seeing the videos.
Yes, we have.
Hello, Jack.
I'm technically classed as the pro.
Any more BS with my router and it's getting frisbeed out the windows.
Oh, Jesus Christ, is yours still having issues? Well, like I said to you, Rob, if you do want access to a set of power lines, let me know and I will send them up to you. I've got 2 sets. One's reserved for Hunty. If you want the other one, mate, let me know and I'll send them up. We'll sort you straight out. But it doesn't matter because here he comes. My teammate is on the way. So, Rob's on the way in, so that will put it up to 11 entries. Obviously, myself and Hunty are commentating this. But who are we missing?
Well, just finished my last FIA race, bit frustrating, started 1/3, finished 3rd, was 1 second behind P1 on last lap, went wide 3 times last, skipping the rest. Super Formula, emoji thinking face. Hunty, how do I join that league?
Hunty, there is a message towards you from Jack asking how does he join the league that you were referring to. I'm guessing he's currently AFK, so we will discuss that. There he is.
I'm guessing you're talking about the Chewit Mini Cooper Cup, Jack. That's the case. Because what's awesome is that the reason it's called Chewit is shorthand for Knowy Hewitt. That is an actual race team that sponsors this league. So if you do end up joining, they do give you a livery based on the Real Life series. But it is through Facebook, and I'll Discord you the link. And I'll send a message to the lads saying that you're interested, so to keep an eye out for you.
Yeah, I've joined that one, but I haven't actually signed up to any competitions yet.
Yeah, no, you should. We're got a bunch of lads. But yeah.
It just depends on times.
Just depends on times.
I love how I thought I was supposed to be 10 people
for this new season I'm commentating on, Jack, it's every Monday, and I'm just trying to think what time. Usually the lobbies and stuff. Oh yeah, 8:30. So qualifying starts at 8:30, and then they do the first race, which is 15 minutes, no tyre wear, no fuel wear, on mediums for 15 minutes, and then they do a 30-minute race, and that's got tyre wear, fuel wear, the whole shebang. So, but if you're interested,
as everyone can see on stream, I've just given a message to the drivers to say the quali will start in 5 minutes, so that will be 9:05. That will be quali start, because I can't count. I thought there was 12 participants. I forgot to remove myself. So all 11 races are in the lobby, so they've been given the 5-minute warning and will be starting at 5 past.
Nice. But yeah, judging by Jack's message, he won't be able to do minutes at that time. Which is unfortunate, but they do other leagues as well.
I'm thinking Stacey has given up as well, I think, Jack.
Well, Stacey's always giving up.
To be honest, I'm guessing the hangovers kicked in a bit too much. She was able to do a couple of nights before she went out drinking. She's obviously decided that A, she needs a bit more sleep, or B, she's got a better invite and gone back down the pub. So, that being the case, I will, myself and Hunty will very much try and keep up to date with you guys in the chat with what we got. I have all of the templates and stuff ready for this final race of the series events for the evening. So as soon as the race results come in, I can pop them straight up onto the pages and we can find out who the constructors is, because that is all the reason why we're here. So as we have 3 minutes. Oh, go on then, mate. After you.
I was just saying someone was doing donuts in the middle of the track then.
Oh, that sounds about right. Is it Bliss? I'm guessing it's Bliss. Oh, there's Petri. I might have been Hippie having a quick nom on some donuts. Looking at his rear tyre wear, I'm guessing it's Hippie. Because that's some major rear tyre wear use.
Yeah, he's definitely done some donuts.
There is my teammate, Mr. Rob Craig. If he somehow departs from this race this evening, there's going to be a flying Wi-Fi router coming out into the area around where Rob lives in Scotland, because that thing will be going flying. It's already caused him one issue. It's already caused him one issue today. If it causes him another one, it's going to go flying. He has already declared that one, so it's going to be fun. Ooh. As you can see already, we've got cars very much closely running. Petri is very much in ghost mode in the pause menu. You've got Rob and Gemini both trying to, I'm guessing, either set a hot lap or just get some running in. Not 100% sure, but with 2 minutes before I start for quali, I would decide to say the constructors is very close. So it's Team Night Rider in first, which is Petri, Rudy74 and Cardsfan, 213 points, closely followed by Raven West Motorsport, which is Noobdad and Holman on 209. There's a bit of a gap back to third, which is Razor's Edge Racing, Gemini and the Professor on 160. Then unfortunately, the team in fourth is Jack and Redstone. They are on 157, but unfortunately, due to travelling, Redstone is obviously unable to make it. Jack has graciously said that he's had enough of finishing last and wants to let everyone and have a great spectacle, so he will not be participating, but Bliss is taking Redstone's spot for tonight, so hopefully if Bliss can have a decent showing and can outscore Gad and Gemini plus 3 points, they might be able to steal third. But then we also have Easy Speed Automobilista, which is Easy Geezer and Zombie Speed on 141, so they are not that far away, but Geezer would very much would have needed his teammate here with us tonight, but unfortunately he is ill, so once again get well Zombie Speed. That is 5 minutes past the hour as we are currently watching Gemini having a change of boots. I'm going to do one quick message of good luck into chat, because we're going to start now.
Should be an interesting quality, because they'll have the option of the overtake boost, but they'll have to be careful with that, since the overtake boost it only gives you 90 seconds worth.
I've hit the wrong button, sorry for the blue screen. I really don't do this often enough sometimes, or I just push buttons randomly. So here we go, we're starting the quali. Good luck to all participants, we are underway.
Here we go. Also just got to point out, they've got to be careful of the huge sausage curb, otherwise sayonara.
People are going to probably be munching on sausage curb for the next hour and 5 minutes. Unfortunately, it's not going to be in the good sense, but let's see how we're getting on. So fuel burn has been turned off, the tyre wear is still there, and there has been no increase to boost. So the first one out the gate appears to be Taz, has managed to get a jump start straight away, followed by Cardsfan, Geezer, Gemini, Rob, Holman, Bliss and Rudy. People straight away trying to get some warmth into those tyres, looking at these glorious colours going around Laguna. Holman is holding back to try and get some clean air, I believe, because everyone has left the pits at the same time. So
that should make it interesting then, since they'll all be tightly packed unless they all back off giving each other space, but with short qualifying they'll be pushing it to the edge.
Hippie is trying to burn fuel. I'm going to put a trick message up saying there is no fuel burn. Hippie, if you can hear me, there is no fuel burn. It's only 5 minutes. There is no point burning fuel. It's not going to benefit you. Get in, get out, and get them laps down. The only thing there is that 2 times tyre wear. Hippie has got the message. I think he's going to try and get out of Josh's way though, which he has done. But let's jump around to Taz. I've missed the first sector, but he's using that overtake straight away on his first lap.
Yeah, I've been on board with him. He's been using that overtake, just pushing that car to the ragged edge. Seems to be doing alright so far. But obviously this will be a provisional lap, as later in the qualifying it'll be a lot quicker.
But then as there is only tyre wear and not fuel, I don't think there's going to be that much difference in grand total, because the cars will all weigh the same. It will just be if you light your tyres up that little bit too much. So there he is, Taz coming out the last corner towards the line, and the benchmark is 108.2, quickly followed by a 105.9.
And Kazman comes out the gate with a 105, yeah.
Hunty is lost for words. Rob drops in a 106.8. This is the difference with turning the fuel burn off.
And he's going purple again. He's going purple. I'm on board with Kazman, and he's going purple again.
Holman is a 107.4.
It's some really quick laps.
Gad on a 121.4. There appeers to be a spinner in
looks like Taz. Contact between
and
Taz and
Taz has got in the way.
Kazman, sorry.
This is why we turned off the fuel burn. Good evening, Cindy. Hope you are well, lovely. But this is the whole reason why we turned off the fuel burn. There's been an off Gemini at the top of the corkscrew. Gemini said doing this for 5 minutes. I very much feel that this should have gone for 10. This is absolute carnage. Geezer on a 137.4. He's either been trying to find a lot of space. I'm not really sure, but they're
could have gone on somewhere.
Back on board with Taz.
Obviously, so that 7th are tight. Gemini and Petri, they're really tight with each other.
Hippie is 8/10 up.
If you look at Rob, if you look at, I'm just going to say, if you look at Rob, that pit and exit is what's going to break it or take it for some of these drivers. Because you're really going to keep an eye out, especially if you're all coming around that first corner.
Hippie of 108.2. Nice time for you, mate. The thing is, guys, there is only 35 seconds of quali remaining. This 5 minutes has flown past. I literally do not know where this 5 minutes has gone.
Oh, it looks like Kazman just backing out. I don't think he's going to get another lap in, I don't know.
Matt's not going to get another time unless he can somehow find the line in 15 seconds. There's a possibility from the last coming from the corkscrew to the last corner, it's only about 15, it's going to be tight. He's not going to make another lap. So Cards fan is going to be on provisional pole, but he's not going to get another lap in. Holman is behind him. He's not going to improve.
No.
Bliss was using a Brawn livery. He's not made it either. He improved to a 106.7.
Rob's made it. Rob's on his lap, so I'm on board with Rob now. See what he can do.
He's in Petri's slipstream though. He's down 1.7. So this isn't going to make it. Taz has moved out the way. Gemini, how is he getting on? I haven't seen his first sector split, but this is very much do or die for these positions. Looking good. Petri hanging really out wide behind him. Hopefully Gemini, though Gemini's on his top lap, he's not going to impede Petri that much. Gemini's had a twist. Is he gonna?
Yeah, the back just
he's got out the way. Let's jump on board with Petri. Where is he? There he is. 30 seconds left. Hopefully that's not held him up too much. Into the last corner.
He's he's racking the nuts on that overtake button.
6, 7, 8. He's improved 8.8.
He's improved by 2 tenths, but not enough.
Nice lap, by the way, Cards fan, for jumping in the chat. Dude, that is a lightning time.
I had a feeling
that is everyone. I think we might just be waiting for Taz. No, last person was Gad, but he hasn't been able to improve. Oh my days. That is the most chaotic 5 minutes I've had and tried to commentate on in my life. Jesus Christ. But here we go. Start of the race. Then I'm going to take a quick drink before the red lights.
Just look at the gap between first and second.
Here we go. We're going to start on board with Cards fan. Unfortunately, I've got varied camera options on. So, 5 red lights.
Yeah. Grabs the building.
A long hold. Listen to them super performers go, and we're underway.
Taz jump started. Oh, and it's a... Oh my... It's a coaster.
Oh no.
Taz jump started, which means Giza and Hawk pounding the back of him, but that's helped the Professor. He is now up to P8. He's
managed to get to P8, but in the race for the lead, Holman has managed to get into the first corner ahead of Cards fan. Rob is currently in second, Bliss third, Gemini fourth, with Hippie coming up in 6th. Let's jump on board with Holman. The thing is though, it's going to be very interesting with everyone running so tightly knit, and now this is under race conditions, how everyone is going to cope with the dirty air coming off the cars in front around some of these corners. It's going to be okay on a bit of straights, but if you're not used to the dirty air, saying that as Rob has gone off, he's had a bit of a spin, he's caught at the bottom of the corkscrew. It looks like there has been some other issues coming down as well. Bliss has come off as well. Buttocks has jumped in as well to have a spectate on this brilliance. So it looks like Geezer's had an issue down the corkscrew as well. As we jump back to the front, Holman and Cards fan, nose to tail, they are out of here. Hippie has managed to survive the carnage and is up in the 3rd, Gemini 4th, and Petri in 5th.
Oh, Gemini's under some pressure now from Petri. Petri trying to go around the outside, not quite. But it looks like Professor, he'll be looking to power on the pressure.
There wasn't any contact with Rob, I think Rob... Oh, Gad's Petri's just tapped Petri. It's been a little bit of a tap there. I think Gad's trying to address that with Petri, but Taz has got in the way. Josh is trying to get in on this action as well. I don't know if Gad's going to try and readdress that at some point with Petri, but this is chaos.
But that's doing the Seca for you. It's always
is Petri streaming. Taz up the inside into the corkscrew. 4 wide, what's going on? Oh my god. Jesus, this is a 4-lap race. That was insane. Josh is readdressed with Gad. Easy Geezer's going to catch up very quickly to the back of him. Holman is now 2 seconds ahead of Cards fan, so I'm guessing there has been some sort of incident or dirty air. This is unreal.
Yeah,
this is unreal. The mentor Hippie He currently in 3rd, 5 behind Cards fan, 1.5 ahead of Gemini, and then all of the action is 5, 6, 7. Even Bliss is catching up in 8th.
Yeah, looks like Gemini is slightly catching.
Mate, my voice is going to go by the end of this race. Sorry, have to carry on.
But I'm just saying, looks like in the 1st and 2nd sectors, Hippie does get caught, but in the last 2 sectors, he loses a lot of time to Hippie. He's now 1.7 back from Hippie. This is going to be an interesting one for the corkscrew.
I think currently Petri's nightmares are coming true from last week, where Rob was racing in my livery, Bliss was racing in my livery catching Rudy. This time it's Rob himself chasing Petri down.
Yeah, well, we all know how that, you know, Petri, he can keep it cool under pressure.
You saying that though, he was not very cool last week. He was sweating.
Oh no, he was sweating, he was like...
Well, I
But
say
hey,
earlier
but
it was
I bet-
2 seconds gap. Cards fan has wheeled it down to 1.6 from Holman. There has been some discussions before this race start on what the potential strategy is going to be. And from what was actually seen, it's going to be a one-stop race. So it's going to be very much down to, are you going to overcut, undercut, or are you going to try something completely different? The fuel will last about 18-ish laps. On a 40-lap race, do you try to do a small bit of short shifting just so you can try and only have to stop once, or do you just go balls for the wall but you will have to make that second stop? Looks like Hippie's had an issue. Gemini's ahead of Hippie.
But there's a battle for 5th at the minute between
5, 6 and 7.
Oh yes.
I'm guessing Rob's got caught up in dirty air again.
Bliss is getting it really sideways out, coming out with the last corner.
That's the typical brawl. It very much was a powerful beast. I gotta be fair, that livery does look very nice on the Super Formula. It does look very nice, I'll give him that one.
But yeah, it looks like Bliss must have made a mistake somewhere, looking at his last lap time.
I think Rob's made a mistake somewhere. His last lap apparently was a 1:15, which is 5 off what he was doing. But Bliss is been on 10s and an 11, so... I do have a bottle of vodka somewhere, mate, but if I'm not well, I don't really want to drink. Oh, Petrie's off. He's given Paul some space. Or he's given Paul the room to get through.
He's going to have dirty tyres now coming in the car.
Paul is really swinging that out. Petrie follows him as well. It's Mayday for a reason, and he's just turned up in chat. Easy geezer, up back to 9th. Very consistent around in those 110s. Gad is having a roundabout affair at the moment.
Paul is going around the outside. New Dad wants a move coming into the first corner, but it looks like Taz is just coming out on the track limits a bit there.
Possibly lit.
Petrie.
Oh, Petrie's just given Taz a little bit of a love tap. Don't know if that Petrie will readdress. I think he might be.
Might be, but we'll have to make it quick because Gizmo and Professor are catching.
Petrie has very much slowed and waited for Taz. I don't know if he will give him the place back, but Petrie will probably be very unhappy with that one. Taz has gone off with the dirty tyres, so Rooty or Petrie, you just need to keep going now, mate.
And looks like that's going to be in the battle for third. Gemini is going to be coming under pressure in the next lap or so.
Looks like there's been very much a good little battle between Gemini and the mentor, the glorious of Heeds. Down to a second gap now, so Hippie's pulling it back, but there is a blissful storm chasing them down, which is dragging Rob back into this fight.
You have to say it. You have to go down and say it.
Which one? Blissful Storm?
Yeah. You have to say it. But, looking at the front...
Literally, Holman and Cards fan have upped and left.
Yeah, but if you look at this gap, have you seen this gap?
The thing is though, it's fluctuating between... It's moving between 2 and 1.5. So... I'm going to... We're coming to the end of lap 7. I'm going to do a quick fuel check around the drivers because just flicking through the grid, there is a lot of different fuel usages going on at the moment. So at the moment, Holman is probably sat somewhere around about 60%. Cards fan is actually on a little bit more. It's probably more 65-70 as Cards fan goes purple. Gemini is around about the same as Holman, but Hippie has got the same fuel as Cards fan. Bliss is a little bit less than Hippie. Rob is about the same as Holman. He has used the most fuel so far. Petrie is very much looking after his fuel. He's online with both Cards fan and whoever else I just said. I've completely lost my train of thought because I'm an idiot. Easy Geezer is looking after his fuel pretty well. Oh, Gad has picked up a little bit of a penalty, not sure from where that has occurred. Taz is looking after his fuel if he can try and keep those tyres on the black stuff, but Josh is using the most fuel, I believe, but yet Josh is last. So it's very interesting, all these sorts of strategies. Holman's had an off. Holman's had an off. Cards fans 4 seconds up.
Paul and Rob are going at it.
So Cards fan is now in the lead with a 4-second gap. I'm guessing Holman has had an off. I'm sorry, stream, I have missed that one because I do not have the technical brilliances of FOM. Actually, no, wait, I do have the technical brilliances of FOM because I don't show you what you need to see. But there is Rob and Bliss. We are there. Rob around the outside of the Brawn.
But I'm thinking from Baslot, from I don't know, 7th to last, I reckon those guys, I think they'll benefit more from doing the 2-stop if they want to bring that gap down to the rest of the field.
To be honest, it's just very interesting that you can kind of almost judge by lap times where things are going to start shifting. Obviously Geezer's had a bit of an issue on that last lap because his last lap was a 1:17, but apart from that he's been in consistent 10s. Taz has very much tried to be in every camera shot, it seems, because his lap times are everywhere. His fastest lap has been lap 3. He's been unable to kind of get his rhythm back or his flow.
Well, Carson's gone purple in the first sector. 100 on 110. Or can he connect the rest
Matt
of the
very
lap
much seems to be getting his flow back, unlike Suzuka. I do apologise, I keep having to clear my throat. As you can tell, I will be hoarse or I will lose it by the end of the stream. So you'll get a week of peace and quiet from me.
Well, you shouldn't have been sucking too much.
Nipples are amazing things, mate. Anyway, I digress as Holman's gone purple in Sector 2.
But yeah, it looks like Cars fans made a mistake somewhere because he is 2 tenths down on the fastest lap coming out of the corkscrew, so he's definitely not the strongest for that last sector.
108.0 as Holman does a 108.0. 8 thousandths of a second between them on that last lap.
So it's definitely tight between them, but Holman still has the fastest lap at 107.
But we are only 11 laps in. We've still got 10, possibly 10 more laps of low fuel running on this current set of tyres. These times can very much topple. I expect we have an early Bliss pit stop.
Yeah, looks like Paul is coming to the pits. I think
he's going to end. This is a strange strategy. He's going to have to. He's going to have to 2-stop from here.
Yeah, well, to be fair, I think, especially around this circuit, 2-stop is probably more viable to make up the times, because the 4 1-stops, they're going to be suffering at the end on the tyres.
If the tyre wear was higher, I would agree with you, but we are only on ×2, so it's literally just double what the standard wears would be. It is interesting though that when Bliss came in, his front right was the most worn tyre on that car before it was changed. And I believe he's the only one that is suffering with issues on that front right. Maybe it could be because he's not got the brake balance set. Hippie on his tyre wear looks phenomenal. And yet, hold on, Hippie's now 3rd and Gemini's 5th. Watching Bliss in the pit stops, Gemini has had a boo-boo.
Yeah, Gemini's gone off somewhere because his last lap was 1:15.
Yeah,
but
that's
just to point out and tell you, the right, the right or the left tyre, whichever one, in the front.
It was Bliss's front right, which was very worn.
Yeah, that is going to be suffering that of all the tyres more than anything, so all these guys are going to have to keep an eye on that. Because I did a race around here last week, and my front right was gone after a few laps. It suffers madly around here. So they're going to just keep an eye on on the front tyres, because that's where the tyre roll is going to be coming from.
Well, Josh is currently gone fastest in Sector 1 on this current lap, despite being a minute behind Cardsfan. So Josh is very much inside the next 5 laps, maybe going to be in the hit range of the leaders.
Yeah, but he's got to be careful.
Gemini is in the pits as well, so that's the second one. But is Gemini purely pitting to cover off Paul? Is he trying to cover the undercut? But I don't think that's going to work, since Bliss is already up to 7th. Gemini has taken a full tank of gas, so Gemini will be two-stopping this as well.
That's interesting. I think he's done that to try and cover off Taz and gives them more than Bliss.
I would have thought it would have been purely for Bliss, because the thing is, Paul's not taken a fuel tank gas, where Gemini has taken a full run, so it's very much interesting. Paul's tyre wear already after that pit stop, which he made on lap 10, we are now on 13. He's already nibbling on those front tyres, so I don't know if he's changed that brake balance, or he's purely just eating the fronts of those tyres. But he is right up the back of the Professor going into the last 2 corners.
But yeah, this track is notoriously rough on the front tyres, so like I was saying, these lot will have to keep an eye on that.
Overtake button in use. He's going after Gad into turn 1, but he's not close enough. That's going to be a major dive. He's hit him. Paul has very much misjudged that, and there has been contact with Gad. But literally Paul does not let off, and he's back up the drain pipe of him. I think he misjudged his braking there with the additional boost and slipstream going into the braking zone.
Yeah.
He's going to have to try and sit patient until possibly entry to the corkscrew, because he's not going to get him anywhere else unless Gad makes a mistake.
It looks to me Gad hasn't even used
Bliss has hit him again.
So that's what he's waited up for him.
He has waited up for him, but now Gad's taken out... Who's he hit?
Oh, look at...
Who did he hit? I swear he hit someone. Was it Josh?
No, it wasn't Josh. Josh is just coming for the corkscrew now.
No, it's not one of the leaders. They are literally right behind the back of them, though.
I think it was Taz he tagged.
Oh, yeah, he's tagged someone.
He's tagged Taz because if you look at Taz's damage, it's exactly where he would have got hit from.
Yeah, it would be.
Because it was on that...
Damage has cleared, so they are off and back up the racing speed.
But
Bliss has left. Bliss has left.
So Bliss is retired from the race, has he? And that's a shame. But looks like Gemini's strategy is coming into play because of the mistakes that they were making.
It has very much benefited him at the moment.
So if he keeps on the race, he could be well by in the top 5 if he gets a good uppercut on the...
Well, Josh is receiving his first 1.5 second notice of the leaders being behind him, and to be honest, it's about 5/10. Matt is right behind Josh as he nibbles that curb.
You gotta be careful because you've got...
There's that half-second penalty.
Yeah, and the fact that I did send him off, like...
Josh is out of the way of Matt. I suspect Holman's not going to be too far behind him. Holman did go purple in Sector 2, so...
Yeah, I'm just looking at him now.
Thank you very much, Mayday. Oh, I'm trying to talk, trying not to like hiccup at the same time. I haven't drunk fizzy in like a couple of days, and I'm drinking Fanta at the minute.
Trust me, I'm just trying not to bet. Oh, and looking at Holman sets the fastest lap of 1:07.2. That is a very quick lap.
Especially with the tyres and the fuel. He's now managed to ring Cardsfan down to under 3 seconds.
But I do suspect in the next lap or two, Rob's in the pits as well, so he looks to be...
That is Rob on a lot of fuel burn, so it looks like Rob could be pushing a 2-stop now. unless he can somehow manage to go 24 laps on this set of fuel. But then this is end of lap 15, not 16, so it's going to be a 15-15-10 split, I'm guessing, for Rob on that one. Will be a full tank of gas.
Be close, but looks like he's coming into the pits to try and get that undercut on Hippie, because I just saw Rob was bound it out for third, so...
He was in third before that pit stop. What have I turned into there? Holman, Cards fan, Taz, Gad, all in a very close bump. There is the information that we wanted of a Raven West screenshot. I will be looking for that one later. Holman's gone late on the brakes. Looks like Taz might have upset that one, but he has got his teammate right behind him. I suspect to see him move to the right, and there goes Holman. But doesn't want to lose too much time because he has the Professor right behind him.
Yeah, looking at this, looks like Professor is coming back into play. He wants to get up there. But looking at the fuel, looks like Professor is going to have to pit this lap.
Geezer definitely will be in on the pits this lap because he has not got enough fuel to do another one, I do not believe. Petri will be going around one more time.
Looks like Geezer just cut that corner a little bit too much. He's got himself a penalty.
He's got 4 tenths left going into the pits now for a brand new set of boots and a full tank of gas.
And so is Gad. Gad's got a penalty, so it looks like they're cutting that.
Thank you very much, Paul.
Sweeping corner.
I'll say if you were still in the lobby, mate, I'd say if you wanted to come and join us on comms, but I've seen you've already left, so. Long wait for the fuel. Geezer is back out on the move. The Professor has joined him in the pits. Has also got another pen.
It's Josh. Looks like Josh is not out ahead. But it looks to me he's going to be out ahead of.
He's ahead of the Professor, but he's only 3 seconds behind Geezer. Gemini has had an off. He's down to 7th. He's trying to get his tyres sorted.
No, that was contact. What? Something happened.
Yeah, you were touched, Paul, unfortunately, mate. But thank you for at least making an attempt. I will catch you afterwards regarding some either Siege or some WWE, because it is Royal Rumble weekend live in Houston. Taz is having a very slow entry into the last corner, so he's going to have to prep for a pit stop in 1 or 2 laps. So he's going to be pitting on 20. I think he could possibly go 2. I think he might be able to make to the end of lap 20.
I don't know. I don't think he'll quite get that.
Petri is definitely going to be in on the end of this lap, so a little bit of fuel saving is going to be required from Petri if he wants to try and one-stop this one. Hippie is in. Let's watch the pink dream team coming out to service the black and white car. Doesn't look contrasting at all. Rudy is in. Petri has come in behind him.
Yeah, but that looks like Rob has pulled off a wealthy undercut to get past Hippie and Petri.
Well, so we'll see if the undercut technically does work to beat Hippie, because Hippie is due out of the pit box. Rob's only going down in the T1. He has made it. Holman has come in on lap 20.
Looks like he has
the end of lap 20, so the one stop is very much clear from Holman, but Cards fan is going on for one more.
Looks like he's going petrol as well.
With so little fuel in the car, that is not much of a surprise. The thing is, I've actually lost track with how much Matt and Joe have actually lapped the field. I'm not sure. So Holman's coming out behind Josh. So Josh has managed to unlap himself from Holman, but obviously Matt is still ahead. Matt is at the corkscrew and has just gone past Hippie in 4th.
Yeah, tell you what.
So we're almost looking, though Card fan comes into the pits, of the whole field possibly being lapped except for the first two. At the moment, it's only the front three on the league lap. Everyone else had been lapped.
To be fair, I think Rob's been lapped because...
Rob's in third. He can't be because Cards fan literally came into the pits just ahead of Hippie in fourth. So Rob cannot be lapped at, or couldn't have been lapped at this time. But there has been some very much ups and down lap times with pits and everything else. Holman has possibly taken the lead off a map. Let's watch Holman. That's why Cards fan takes the... Nope. Cards fan has retained his lead, but he'll be coming out on a cold set of tyres straight into that lovely right-hander.
But looks to me that little undercut that Holman's put out, he's closer than he has been.
Well, Cards fan has not taken a full tank of gas, obviously, because he did that 21 lap first stint, where Holman did 20. It appears to be going 20-20. So very much a little bit of potential, but Holman only has a quarter tank of overtake. There is very much a lot in play, as Cards fan has virtually used none. So if Matt really wants to take that fastest lap, he has got all the overtake to do it. Rob's down to half a bit of overtake and is currently at 32 behind Holman and 10 ahead of Hippie.
Hippie hasn't even touched the overtake, so I don't know why.
No, Hippie hasn't even tickled it. I very much suspect since Hippie is on a 2-stop, he will use all of that overtake at the end when he needs it. But to be fair, running overtake around here, it just kind of seems to cause issues. It's an additional distraction depending on where you have it situated. A bit of an interesting battle going down pit straight. It's Josh and the Professor going into T1.
Yeah, oh, this is an interesting battle.
Josh hanging out a touch wide, giving Gad a little bit of space to warm up. What lap did Josh pit in, Hunty? Because Josh was almost the first one in, wasn't he?
No, because it was Paul that came in first.
And then it was Hawk, then it was Josh, wasn't it?
Lap 15 he came in. Look at the times. Lap 15, he did a 1:25 in lap 15.
I don't think Josh changed tyres unless he's had a very bad stint, because those tyres do look, they are quite mutilated in comparison to everyone else's fresh tyres. So unless Josh didn't... Oh, saying that, Gad has just won. F in chat for Gad, please, guys.
Oh, for God's sake, Gad.
Penis? There, that's what I thought.
Penis? What about penis?
You were going to call Gad penis.
Yeah.
I'm just seconding it. You just stopped before the word penis, but we knew what you were going for, so...
Yeah, when it's coming to him, like, I know I need to keep the professional.
Trying to be polite. Yeah, I very much agree with your sentiment, which is why I'm trying to be very good and very PG. Thank you very much, Button, for the F in chat for Gad.
But yeah, Gad is a penis for doing that.
But he's very much catching Josh back up at a rate of knots, though, which is quite an interesting one. I'm still guessing that Josh didn't change tyres on that first stint, or he's just had a lot of spin times. If that's not a penalty, I'm surprised. That is apparently not a corner cut penalty. Well done, Josh, you've done a brilliant job there, mate. Wow. Even Bertman with these emojis, he's surprised that that's not a corner cut either, but he got a lot of height and it looked damn good. As we check elsewhere, Gemini is catching Petley, I think, possibly. That is the way it is appearing at the moment.
Yeah, it looks like Petri has more fuel than Gemini does, and that's probably the reason why he's catching him.
But then Gemini did pit early. I think he must have pit, he did 18, where Petri's only been on those tyres since lap 19. So... Well, I don't think that's the case, Mado, because we've all seen the invisible barriers that Polyphony have put in the game. If they don't want you somewhere, you will not go somewhere. Just trying to use the track map to work out where Matt and Holman currently are. They are going down into T1. Who else is in T1 is P5 and P6 are currently being re-chased down by our two leaders.
Yeah, I was just going to say, Gemini's getting the old blue flags.
I still go back to... There's my voice breaks on that one. I still go back to my same point that I wish there was a numerical value that comes up at the same time as the blue flag, just so you actually know how close they are, because you just get the blue flag from 1.5 seconds away. I just find that sometimes it's really distracting. So it's like, okay, right, I'm in the middle of a battle, but I know they're 1.5 behind me, or I'm assuming they're 1.5 behind me. Why can't they tell me it's like, okay, right, they're now a second behind you. No, they're half a tenth behind you. Now you really should move. But like I say, that is just purely my gripe with it.
Yeah, well, that's this game for you. It has a lot of issues and bugs and all sorts of stupidity.
Thing is though, it's not just that, it's the same on Formula 1. If you're getting lapped, you just get blue lights from 1.5 out. But admittedly, if you keep seeing blue flags, after the third one, you'll get a penalty. Where this, there is no penalty for that sort of thing. It's just, we'll keep showing you blue flags, you don't actually have to get out the way, there's no penalisation for staying inside the blue flags, as Gemini is right up the back of Petri. Let's jump back on board with Petri to get a glimpse of what is going on. Indeed, Batman, NBA has had a very shocking day. Don't know what Gemini has just realmed Petri.
Petri, hello and welcome to the Dark Realm, son.
Yes, the Shadow Realm has another victim. There is a special place for Ruti and Gemini. There is going to be a crown and a plaque for Realm of the Week coming your way. Well, I would say it's not cost them anything, but the thing is, that's basically just given Hippie a 20-second buffer to carry on doing his thing and do whatever he really wants, and takes this 4th place. The consistency of staying out of trouble is key and paramount. Josh is now in on lap 26. He's going to need to at least pick up 13 laps of fuel, but then he has been lapped, so he could possibly get away with only 12 or 11. But fuel intake will be on in the Punt House Dr. Pepper special. Geezer is coming around the last corner now with half tank gas. I'm guessing Josh should stay ahead of him, but I am not sure.
Nice. Looks like Geezer definitely has got ahead, but not by much.
Josh has taken a full tank of gas, so he's either ragging the nuts out of it and it's only going to be 13, or he's forgot to hit the stop button.
Either way,
Josh is getting a point for coming last. Gemini is now in the pits for his last stop. He's going to also need to go 12 laps. I think also he has burnt out his front right tyre with that incident with Petri.
He has better strategy than the actual Ferrari team.
Yep, if you bottle it, get off the track and reset. As we are seeing the lovely Razor's Edge Racing at Olivery. Good evening, Envale. Welcome to the Super Formula Final.
Good evening, Edra.
Good evening. Gemini has come out in ahead of 3rd place, so that is ahead of a wild Rob Craig.
Rob going like, move out of the way.
See, this is one of those catch-22s, because obviously Gemini is now on a nice fresh set of boots. Though Rob is on a lighter car, they very much would be lapping around about the same. So if they stay inside this 1 second barrier roughly... Oh.
At the front, I don't know what's happened, but Holman's in the lead.
Looks like he's had enough.
Yeah.
Matt has had enough. Holman has got the lead back. Unless a suicide. Indeed, with 10 laps to go, that might have given Holman first place. There's been an off. Who's had a spin? Josh has had a coming together with Geezer, or they've just decided they're going to do celebratory donuts. I do not know, but there has at least been an off going up towards the corkscrew. Holman and Matt are just going past them again for the second time. Matt with a lovely little bit of air, then Josh has gone off in the corkscrew. Rob is still on that lead lap.
Oh, has Josh retired?
I believe Josh has called it a day. He has given... No, I'm hearing from the team at pitside it's an engine failure. He's ploughed into the wall too hard and the engine's given up. So that will be a engine failure for Josh. Yeah, it's an engine failure for Josh.
Not working.
I've had the message from Ted Kravitz down in the pit lane, and it's been an engine failure. The pistons are seized and it's gone pop. So
oh dear.
But nevertheless, that will be Josh still getting 1 point for Go Hawk Go. Like I say, it was a horrible team name I gave him. I do apologise. I was supposed to change it when Huntley joined, but then Huntley's done one race. So
yeah, to be honest, this race is too long for me. I don't have the patience for it.
Well, to be fair, mate, you missed the long one. We did an hour and 45 minutes at Spa. Trust me, that's one lifetime I'm never getting back.
He's getting blue flagged.
Who's that?
He's getting caught.
So the Heed, the 4th place runner, is getting his blue flags waved again. He was able to get himself unlapped when the leaders pit, but is back round again for that time of the race to have a blaring Holman and Cards fan chasing him down. But saying that though, Cards fan is very much back on it 100%. That gap is now down to 1.4 seconds. Hippie is letting Holman past. There goes Cards fan. Looks like Holman let off a touch because that's now down to 1.3.
I'm just gonna point out what this read this. I will find you. I will.
I want you to point a finger, but I'm not going to. We do have Rob in the pits for his final stop. Lap 31 onto 32. He's coming in for a fresh set of tyres. Unless there's something majorly wrong, Rob shouldn't get lapped. But the leaders are coming across the line now. So they are literally 10-15 seconds behind Rob. That's all they are. And that's third. That very much just shows where having an error and keeping it clean. To be honest, I very much give Josh credit for staying as long as he did, because I think me and him would have been doing donuts for the majority of this race, because it's just so difficult. 100 laps around the Red Bull Ring, that could be a nightmare. It was just an unfortunate start from you, Josh, and then everything just went downhill from there. But we are in the final 10 laps of the race, on board with the mentor, the Heed himself, who's actually now only 17 seconds behind Rob after Rob's pit stop. But this time I have noticed Rob didn't change tyres, he's only taken on fuel. So are possibly Rob's warm tyres going to be the downfall, where Hippie is on a reasonably fresh set of boots? We do not know. Hippie has got all of his overtake remaining, and Rob virtually has none. Petrie's got a lot remaining. I suspect, Cards fan is on the use of it, and we are now inside the second of the leaders. Let's get on board. If I can remember which button it is, let's actually jump on board with Cards fan. If I can remember what button it is, as Cards fan makes a little mistake. I can't remember what the button is.
For me, it's the right trigger. Not the trigger, but the pull.
And
R1. No.
Yeah, no, it's not mine. I must have changed it somewhere, or it just won't let me go on any view that's actually on board. Nah, it's not letting me do it.
Oh, I'm on board at the minute, and looks like Cardsman is catching him quite a bit.
There was a little bit of a gap because it was down to 0.7 at one point, but now it's gone up to around about a second again.
I'm gonna stay on board with it and see where Cardsman is making that mistake. He's catching the first sector. He's catching the first sector, but I think it's the second and third sector. He just loses a lot of time.
I think it's just an unfortunate thing, as previously mentioned, where we did at the beginning. The dirty air around these corners is disrupting the cars. If you possibly put more downforce on, it wouldn't be too bad, but on standard settings, you're very much having downforce issues going through some of the corners. Obviously, if there was ground effects on the cars like the 2021 Formula 1s are going to be, there'll very much not be that much of an issue because they're being sucked into the floor from underneath. So, not that I know too much, obviously. On the start of lap 36, this is very much where the lead is going to be. Cards fan, literally 107.5, 107.7, 107.2, 107.2, 107.2.
So
he has the fastest lap. He's 0.1 up in sector 1, and he's only half a second behind Holman. Yeah, indeed, Josh. It was just so unfortunately timed. It's just one of those things. I knew I would have been in the same boat as yourself, and I just went, yeah, I'll just commentate this one. I would have been 4 laps down by now.
Looks like Rob's built more of a gap towards Hippie. 22 seconds.
He's up to 22 now on the Hippie, so either Hippie's just chilling because he's 13 ahead of Petri.
He's not chilling because he's still building that gap against Petri. Petri's 25 second gap to Gemini. Gemini's a 4 second gap to Taz. Taz is
Cards ran into turn 1 maybe. Hard on the brakes, that was very close. The door was shut right on the nose. These two have been hammer at tongs all year, and it's coming down to this right now. As things stand, I do believe your potential race winner, as if it will finish as it is, will take second place in the standings. But I haven't looked at third. Third is very much open to all sorts, and I think there's going to be a surprise third place.
These two are going. That's it. Holman's doing a good job keeping Cardsman a bit.
Cards fans already on that overtake. 4/10. Is he going to try and get into going to T1? He's going alongside. Has the move stuck? Yes, it has. There's a little bit of wheel to wheel, I think, but Matt has made the move. With 3 laps to go, including the one that we're on, has Holman got anything to come back at him? I don't think there is.
I don't think Holman is going to be too pleased with the contact on exit.
Rubbing is racing at the end of the day, though, so...
Unless it's rally crossing, I don't think unless it's rally cross, there shouldn't be really contact.
The thing is, there's intentional contact and there's like a little bit of bumping. Coleman's off coming out of out the penultimate corner. He has gone wide and he has picked up a half-second penalty.
Yeah, I saw that.
Cards fans just dumped in on 106.7.
Ooh.
He has dropped his
Petri had enough
intent
to
on
win.
this race.
Oh, looks like we've got a battle
Gemini's
going
had
on
enough
for
as well.
the
Gemini's racing Taz. Whereas Matt... Oh, Gemini has gone a
Gemini
squiffy.
said that sausage. Yeah, he said that sausage came, hadn't he? And that's what sent him off.
He's nibbled some schnitzel and it has put him off, but it...
But is this going to give the professor the chance to catch up?
Are we going to get a bit of a razor's edge racing brutality coming into the end? Let's jump back on with the leader, Cards fan Almighty, as he's tailing Taz. He's managed to dispatch of one Raven West. He now is going to be able to do the second one, but it's going to be with a little bit more ease as he's actually lapping Taz. And going on to the last lap of the race, we have Cards fan in the lead by almost 2 seconds. Holman, Rob and Hippie Heed. Rob is literally just going around into turn 2 as Cards fan's just taking it, so Rob might survive being lapped unless he doesn't want to do another lap. It's purely up to him, but I very much think he's going to at least try to stay on the lead lap. I know what I would do. I don't want to do another one. I'd slow down, but that's purely me. An unbiased commentator's opinion.
Nah, Rob's definitely getting another lap in.
Yep, he is very much staying in. He wants to stay on that lead lap. He very much wants to keep that spot. Let's jump back on to Cards fan, who's now got a 2.2 second lead, coming around for the last time.
No, 4 seconds. Looks like
Holman's had an off.
He's made contact somewhat.
He could have had a little bump with his teammate, but here it is. It doesn't matter. The Super Formula champion comes across the line to win the final race of the series with virtually no fuel on board. Congratulations, Cards fan, on that amazing win.
Well done,
Holman across the line.
Good race.
Taz 6th, Gemini 7th.
So
which was put Petri in 5th.
Yeah,
fastest lap goes
Rob's
to the flappable Cards fan. GG's as we watch Rob go round on his final lap. Petri is going in the last corner, I believe now, but we are going to watch Rob finish round as I jump on my laptop to finish off the points totals to get everything in set. So that's Cards fan with 26. Nothing for Redstone, nothing for Zombie. Holman, 2nd place, 18 points.
There we go.
Then it was Rob, 15.
Rob.
Hippie with 12.
That's just Petri just by another one. What, really?
Petri's had enough as well. That is an amazing job. Thank you very much, everyone, for participating in this amazing series. Thank you very much for sharing me some appreciation with the people that have taken part. I put a lot of work in to try and get 2 splits up, but it has just not gone the way it is. So if 1st, 2nd and 3rd can go to turn 2, if you can hear me, so we can have a little bit of a parade lap. There is our 3rd place participant, Mr. Rob, making his way round to turn 2 as I get some of those points and stats sorted out. I can hear another lovely car, I'm guessing that is. Rob, if you can hear me, he's going for some burnouts. Can you go a bit further around to turn 2, mate? Unfortunately this camera angle is giving me a shot behind you. Let me switch to normal and it might work. There we go. Holman is just making his way out of the pits. If you would like to wait up for him, please. Please wait up for number 2. in the cleanest of aspects. Here comes Raven West. There we go. So we have first, second and third. Thank you very much, guys. If you want to make your way around the track, a little bit of a parade, and if you fancy noncing Cards Fan into the corkscrew, you have my full blessing. But there is our winners, guys. First, second and third. A beautiful screenshot there. Absolutely good.
Yes, Rob. Please, Rob. Rob, do it. Rob, do it. Do it. Do it.
So that is very much your leaders.
Come on, nonce him. Go on.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Have a ball.
Never mind,
go.
Go.
Go. Hit him into the corkscrew.
Come on, do it. Come on.
Corkscrewing is clear. It's like a safety car.
Come on.
Rob's gone. I think Holman's going to have him.
No. Oh, who's going to... Come on, come on, stop it boring. Hit Cards Fan.
We want a punt.
Come on, we want a punt. I want at least one punt. Josh, your commentators demand.
Nah, they've been very much clean through that one.
Boom.
But thank you very much, guys. I say that has been your finale of the Super Formula Series. Let me quickly jump back onto my laptop as we pop back into the lobby, and I will try and get these scores done as quick as I can. If we didn't already know, Cards Fan has won. From what I can see, Holman has come second. I just need to add in a couple of points, which is Noobdab and Gemini. So Taz was 8 points and Gemini was 6. 8 points, Gemini was 6. Gad was 4 points. And Giza had 2. So the final standings on the Super Formula Series means your winner, which we already knew, was GRT Cards Fan on 140 points. Second place, GRT Holman on 103. And your bronze medalist, your third place driver, was Taz with 91. So Taz, congratulations, you have finished third overall in the drivers. Congratulations. Other places you had Redstone and Zombie stayed on 87 and 85. Rooty was 76, Gemini 73, Gad 69, Rob 67, Hippie 42, Giza 38, Josh 37, Jack 36. I was on 30, Uncle Runkle on 20, Achilles on 12, Gerp Daddy on 10, and our other commentator for this evening, Hunty the Punty, on 4. Special shout out to Buttocks and Matt M 1089 for running races that they weren't even signed up for. Fair credit and very much well done. Right, now let me sort the teams out, because this is why everyone is going to hang around in the stream, is to find out about the drivers, or sorry, the constructors, because that is what it all means. So then, I put 26 points into that one. I put 10 into that one. Oh, please don't tell me that's done that. Oh, really? My algorithm's broken. My algorithm has broken. Oh my god, why is it always technical difficulties at the most awkwardest of times? Why has my algorithm gone squiff? For fork's sake.
Has it really gone?
Bear with me, guys. I think I have sorted this out. Thing is, though, it's picked it up, but it hasn't picked it up, so it's being a pain.
God, sort your things out. What are you doing?
Looks like, guys, I'm not going to be able to give you all of the final results until tomorrow morning, because this doesn't really want to pick up. It doesn't want to give me what I want. It's not giving me my correct scores. Why won't it change? Well, guys, it looks like I am not going to be able to give you this. I need to try and sort out this algorithm. It will not change. I don't know if this is working on all of them. Yes, it is. I have an issue in my algorithm. So you are going to have to bear with me and keep an eye on Discord. But anyway, thank you very much, guys, for stopping by for this evening. It's been Chaos Rising and Hunty to Bunty, bringing you the Super Formula from Laguna Seca. Take care, have a great day, and we will see you in the next one. Goodbye and thank you.